1 Timothy 3:1-16. The behavior of the leaders of the church. Dear brothers and sisters, we should inform you that due to health problems, accumulated with a trip, we cannot post our messages as we usually do. For that we apologize. This is a faithful word if one desires the episcopate, an excellent work he desires. It is fitting, then, that the bishop be blameless, the husband of a woman, watchful, sober, honest, hospitable, fit to teach. Not given to wine, not a bully, not greedy for greed, but moderate, not contentious, not greedy. Let him rule well in his own house, having his children in subjection, with all modesty. For if anyone does not know how to govern his own house, he will take care of the church of God? Not a neophyte, lest he should be swallowed up in the condemnation of the devil. It is also fitting that he should have a good testimony of those outside, lest he fall into reproach, and into the snare of the devil. In like manner the deacons are honest, not of double tongue, not given to much wine, not covetous of clumsy greed, keeping the mystery of faith in a pure conscience. And let these also be first tasted, then serve, if they be blameless. In the same way the wives are honest, not slanderers, sober and faithful in everything. Let the deacons be the husbands of one wife, and govern your children and your own households well. For those who serve well as deacons will acquire for themselves a good position and much confidence in the faith which is in Christ Jesus. I write these things to you, hoping to see you very quickly. But if it be delayed, so that you may know how to walk in the house of God, which is the church of the living God, the pillar and firmness of the truth. And without doubt the mystery of godliness is great. God was manifested in the flesh, justified in the Spirit, seen of the angels, preached to the Gentiles, believed in the world, received up in glory. 1 Timothy 3:1-16. First Epistle of Paul to the Timothy, chapter 3, verse 1-16. Dear brothers and sisters, we are studying Paul's epistle to Timothy and Paul preparing Timothy to continue with the gospel, for Paul did not see proper conditions to continue himself. So great a work, so he is electing Timothy as one of the main leaders of the church. And as we said in the last post, Paul gives guidance on the duties of Christian women. However, when we compare the time that Paul lived and the time we live today, there is no way to equate the rights and duties of women. Due to the changes in the society not only of one country, but practically of all the countries of the world. But we seek to fulfill Paul's recommendations as far as the rights and duties of women are concerned. Now in chapter 3, Paul is talking about the duties of bishops and deacons. First, he addresses the bishops, that the bishop should not be a person who exalts himself, and who does not become a person who deserves to be rebuked, and be the husband of one wife. Because the husband of one wife? Because at the time it was allowed to have several women, but like many women, it represents many families, it does not fit for a bishop. Because there are many problems to reconcile with several families, but for normal people, it was normal, as it still is today. In the Middle East, man is the husband of several women. In fact, Islamic culture also allows the union of a man with several wives. However, Jesus Christ said that in heaven, there is no marriage. Everyone shall be like the angels, not married, and not given in marriage. Because the union between a man and a woman is a union of love, but both in the monogamous case and in the bigamous case, the goal is the generation of children for God. But in the West, customs are monogamous marriage. But the bishop cannot be a person to drink, he cannot be a person who causes confusion, who quarrels with someone, cannot be covetous, cannot have greed, but moderate. He is not involved in any strife, neither can he be a miser, and he may rule his own household well, keeping their children well educated, and always in subjection to parents with modesty. For whom he does not know how to govern his own house, he cannot govern his church. Do not exalt yourself and do not be proud, lest ye fall into the snare of the devil. In the same way deacons are also honest people who are not talkative, talking about the lives of others. Let not a drunkard, who does not covet what belongs to others, has no greed. It is recommended that they be tested first, then exercised definitively. Likewise, you must be the husband of one wife. Take good care of your family. That governs your house well. Paul said he was writing that he hoped to see them, but as he had doubts, it might take a long time. But if he delayed, He was asking them to know how to act in the house of God.